Okay, we're going to jump into my Rival Sons Electric Man preset. I've never really used a lot of fuzz pedals. I don't know a lot about fuzz in general. I usually use overdrive and distortion pedals. So when it comes to fuzz sounds, I'm kind of a little bit like lost and don't really know how to control like the big muff pedal, etc. So I've done sort of what I think is more of a sounds like or inspired by Rival Sons guitar tone. I don't think that it's perfect, but it'll get you pretty close to the sound of this track. So I'll go through and show you what I did anyway. So I tried to look up what Scott Holiday used on the record for this track. I saw a mixture of things, but I did see that he used a Supro amp in some cases. So I figured that's probably what he used. There was also mention of another amp, and I can't remember what it was now. So I was looking for something that was kind of similar, I guess, to a Supro. There's nothing that's in the Tone Master Pro that's the same as a Supro, and I don't really know Supro amps that well. So this is what I've come up with. So I'll just turn off all the effects first, and then I'll show you the amp tones, and then add in the effects. So the amp that I've chosen to use is the 65 Deluxe Reverb Blonde amp only, so it doesn't have the reverb circuit in it, just because I wasn't sure at the time which reverb I was going to choose. I have the volume set to 41%, the treble is at 54, and the bass at 37. So this is pretty much close to the default settings that you'll get when you open the amp to start with. And then I went into the mic settings. I have a SM57, 2 inches off the cap edge, and I have an 80 Hz low cut and an 8.6 kilohertz high cut. I'm using my Epiphone Les Paul standard gold top, and I have it on the bridge humbucker. This is the sound. I've also got it tuned to drop D. So that's the bass sound. Then I add in the big horn fuzz. So I've got the sustain quite low, 36%, and then I've got the level up at 57%, the tone at 54%, the blend at 100%, and then I have the mids set to cut for this bass rhythm sound. That'll give you this tone. Now the other thing that Scott Holiday used on this record was, I think, an Electro Harmonics POG to get that pitch shifting sort of octave down sound. I think he also has some higher octave up or something. It gives it that kind of almost like a church organ sound sometimes. Now I could be completely wrong. He might just be using an octave pedal and then there might be an actual organ in the background as well. I'm not sure. I can hear those kind of organy sounds. To me that probably suggests a POG. There's no POG in the Tone Master Pro. You can probably replicate this a bit more than what I've done, but let's start with what I've done and then we'll just extend it to show you what else you could do. So I've used the chromatic pitch shifter. I have the mix at 40%, so you can hear the original signal as well as the lower tones, which aren't as, I've put them at 40% so it's not too overbearing. I've got the pitch to minus 1200 cents, which is an octave. Everything else is set to 0 and the tone is 50%. So now we have this sound. So in my recording I didn't do this, but I'm going to save this as the bass preset. So I've added an instrument parallel path, so parallel 1. I've put 2 chromatic pitch shifters, top and bottom, so I have one set to 1200 cents, which is an octave above. I've got the mix set to 100%, everything else set to 0, and then the tone actually was 100%. The bottom pitch shifter is the minus 1200 cents, so that's the octave below. And then I've got the mixed 50-50. If I put the mix to 100% for the octave above, and then mix that back to about 50%. Let's try to start and put the other pitch shifter at 50%. I think that sounds pretty good like that. So that gives you a little bit more sort of depth in that sound. I'm going to save that. And then finally for the rhythm tone, I've added the 63 spring reverb. So let's turn that on. So that just adds a little bit more depth to the tone, and that is the rhythm preset. So now let's move on to the solo section. The solo section, I have disengaged both pitch shifters. I have changed the settings on the bighorn fuzz, so now the sustain is 86%, levels 57, tones 42, and then I've changed the mids to boost instead of cut. The settings of the amp are the same, and the reverb's the same. But I've also added the Filtron effect too. I'm not too up on this, I haven't used this effect very often, so I've just left it with the default settings. And what that does is adds almost like a kind of auto wah sound. So it opens and closes the filter based on pick attack. So now we have this tone. So you can hear that it closes the filter if you sustain a note. So I've done my best with this. It's not a tone that I'm really familiar with. It's not the sort of sounds that I ever go for, but I've had fun creating it, and I hope that it's kind of close enough to Scott Holiday's tone. So I've uploaded it to the cloud. It's called JGG Electric Man. I hope you enjoy this preset, and if you do, please like and subscribe. Please check out some of my other preset videos and also some of my other Tone Master Pro tips videos that I've uploaded to the channel. I try and post preset videos every week on a Thursday, so look out for the next one.